Hi everyone, Quiveen here from the comfort of my kitchen. In today's video we are going to be taking a look at the annular solar eclipse that is happening today, has just happened today, or is about to happen today. When you're watching this video it may still be in progress, but we'll double check the times as we go. Looking at the sky from here in Ireland, we can already see that the new moon is very close to being in front of the sun. Of course, this isn't something you would be able to see with the naked eye, but the moon is right there. The new moon is very close to being in front of the sun. To save a little bit of time, we're going to go straight to the best location to see this eclipse. So we're going down to, south, so we'll have to go see if I can get this to work. Doesn't seem to want to let me put in the negatives, but we should be able to go to 64 degrees south, somewhere down around here. Here we go, so that brings us a little bit closer. So we're going to 64.7 is 64 degrees and 0.7 of a degree, so 70% of a degree. So it's not the same as 7 seconds. You can't have 70 seconds. 60 is the most you can get. So around 50, not exactly, but we want to get as close. Here we're getting 68.8. So the point values vary a little bit from the actual arc minutes and second values, but we'll get as close as we can at least. We want to be at 86.8. So that's our 86. For 0.8, we'll go with 55-ish. That might be a little bit closer to 0.9, but we do want to be roughly here. So we've got here 74.9 and 68.8, but these are a little bit different. You can enter, if we hover over here, you can enter it in decimal degrees rather than degrees, minutes, and seconds, but degrees, minutes, and seconds are the kind of default here. They're what I'm a little bit more comfortable with, so I will stick with those. That brings us to roughly the right location, although we do have the option over here to change it. So let's see if we can get this to be a little bit closer. That doesn't seem to have changed us around, so it looks like this is the only one that can change our location, but that's okay. We're at least in roughly the right location. You can see down here we're right on the edge of Antarctica, and we should be pretty much in the right location to get the peak of the annular eclipse, thanks to the fact that we are looking at this. Really, we're coming into northern spring, so we can see the sun getting very, very low here, but it will come back up after being under the horizon very, very briefly. So we can see getting our darkness and then the sun coming back up again. So because we are so close to springtime, it means that the sun is going to be pretty low. This is really southern autumn time, so we're getting back to winter. That means we will be getting back to darkness. But it looks like even with even putting in the exact coordinates as I found them, here we go. This is supposed to be 86 degrees east. So let's see if we can get that to work. There we go. So we've hopped over to the other side of the Antarctic continent. So yeah, we're 86 degrees east rather than 86 degrees west. You can see that comes up pretty differently over here. It is now at 86.9 and 64.7. So that is hopefully correct. This has hopefully brought us to the exact right location to see the annular eclipse. And there we go. Absolutely perfect. And in a previous video, in the most recent video, the last video, we took a look at an annular part of a hybrid eclipse, and it was much more obscured. So this is a much better example of an annular eclipse. There is a lot more of the sun visible around the edges. We can see that the eclipse obscuration is 92.8%, and the moon sun diameter ratio is 0.963. So this ratio of 0.963, it's a lot further away from the 1-to-1 ratio that we would need for a total eclipse. It's a lot further away from 1-to-1 than the hybrid part, or the annular part of the hybrid eclipse that we most recently looked at. And we can see here that it's lasting a little bit longer as well. This is 2 minutes and 20 seconds of an eclipse. Even the total portion of the hybrid eclipse we looked at last time only lasted for about a minute. So these shorter eclipses are pretty normal. Now this is the best location. We're seeing the annular eclipse perfectly. It's a perfect annular eclipse. There's a little bit of the sun still shining around the moon. The moon is completely in the way, but the sky still isn't completely dark because it's only 92% really of an eclipse, or almost 93% of an eclipse. So it cannot be as dark as a 100% total eclipse. Based on the curve that I was seeing, I thought that this eclipse was going to be visible from the South Island of New Zealand as well, but it looks like it's actually going to be more visible on the other side of the eclipse, around the bottom of Africa down here. So what we're going to do is we will hop out to the sun, or actually we'll hop out to the moon and take a look at the shadow of this eclipse passing across the Earth's surface from the moon. That will give us the best example, the best view. There we go. So that brings us to the moon. We will go to a location that is definitely facing the Earth. So right here, pretty much on the exact middle of the moon, that's definitely going to be facing the Earth. We're at the exact middle of the light side of the moon, the side that always faces the Earth. So here we go, facing the Earth. And the Earth is fully illuminated because it is daytime on the Earth. So here we go. And here we are looking at the southern portion of the world. Let's move around a little bit. There we go. So we can just about see that shadow. Moving across the Antarctic. Just there. That is the shadow of this annular eclipse. So even though it is an annular eclipse, it is still producing a shaded portion of the Earth, even though it's not going to be as blocked out, as dark as a total eclipse. There's still enough obscuration to produce just a little bit of a shadow, and we can see that passing across the Antarctic there. So coming back to the Earth, we're going to head to the very southernmost tip of South Africa, just to see if we can get some visibility of the eclipse from there. So we're going to hop right down here to the southern tip of South Africa, the southernmost tip of Southern Africa, and the southernmost tip of South Africa, roughly, at least. So let's take a look, and we're already getting a partial eclipse. It's not much, but it is definitely a partial. So we can see a little bit of the sun being obscured there by the moon. It's a very, very small partial eclipse, but this is one of the best locations to see it, where you're actually going to be on dry land. So we can see our obscuration there is just 9.66%, not even 10%. So it's a tiny amount of the sun being obscured, but still achievable. Now, I did see, I saw it written in a few different sources on the internet, that the southernmost portion of Chile and Argentina would also see a partial eclipse. But given that these continents, given that those countries in South America are so far from the path of the eclipse, I'm surprised, but there we go. Technically, if we zoom in a little bit here, we are getting a little bit of an eclipse. It's not registering it over here. It's not showing us the amount of obscuration, but there is definitely a little bit of obscuration happening just there. So definitely visible at those locations, if only barely. So let's just see if we can catch any of it at all from the southernmost tip of the South Island of New Zealand as well. Of course, everything's under the horizon there, so let's get things up above the horizon again. And it does look like the moon is just a little bit too far from the sun, so we can see the moon out there. Let's move through a couple of days just in case we're after pushing things in the wrong direction. But no, it doesn't look like it. So we can see the moon there pretty close to the sun. If we get rid of the land, it might be a little bit easier. There we go. There's the moon quite close to the sun. But unfortunately, any amount of obscuration isn't happening until the sun is under the horizon for this location. So it does look like this one is really only going to be visible in any reasonable sense of the word from right on the edge of Antarctica. But at least you've gotten to see the eclipse here. At least you've gotten to see the eclipse as it would look. Let's see if we can get back to roughly the right location. At least you've gotten to see the eclipse as it would look if you were in the ideal location, thanks to our view here. So this is, one last time, the annular eclipse. And there we go, still perfect, even if we're not in the perfect location. This is the annular eclipse that is happening. Let's take a look here. Just about 6 o'clock UTC, which should be just about the time that this video goes up. So if you are watching this video, the eclipse, presumably, yep, if you are watching this video as it comes out, let's go a little bit later, we're probably close to 10 minutes into the video. Yep, this eclipse is still happening. It's just finishing off according to Universal Coordinated Time, or Tom Coordinate. That's why the letters are the wrong way around for an English speaker here. So this is the annular eclipse that is currently happening, still finishing. I'm confident that you didn't get a chance to see it because so few parts of the world will get a chance to see it. But there is a chance if you were in the very southern tip of South Africa or the very southern tip of South America, you may have gotten a chance to see it. But at least you have gotten to see it here. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do like it. If you like this kind of content, then please subscribe to this YouTube channel. And if you'd like to read this information, you can head to my website, quebeanscontent.ie. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back here next time.